evening, traders from across the globe. Thank you, as always, for tuning in to my 2545th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar, where I teach you cats the art of technical analysis. Make sure you pay attention. We've got some decent charts to show you, but I will say the sky is falling, kids. It's looking ugly out there chart-wise. We do have the unemployment report, right? We got the figures tomorrow, but I don't know that there's much that's going to stop this little rout that we're seeing. The charts are pointing towards the downside, but as always, if you get short, put your stop in and put it in first, because a stop in this game is your best friend, and no one ever knows which way the market's going to go for sure. So always put a stop in first. There's a lot of risk behind trading. Let's get moving. We are talking about March 10th of Friday, 2023. What's on the board is this. The OMNI arrow remains dead red. Even the S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, Dow, Transportation Average, Netflix. It is a seller of rallies. Tomorrow there will be a report coming out. Reports give Omniacs great fills. Don't be afraid, Omniacs. I'm going to give you trades to put out. Put the orders in before the report and let the markets do what they do. You'll have a stop in case things go wrong. So we're selling rallies. If we can get a fill in either of these guys, Netflix for you stock traders, take a look at that. I'll show you the chart. Crude traders, the 68 target below remains valid. In fact, just 2 days ago, we were popping out of a piece of analysis, and I did a midday update to show you that. And in the midday update, I stated if crude stays up above the channel for 2 days, then 68 target is negated. But what happened? On that very day, I talked about it in the video, it turned around and cracked back down into the channel, and crude oil looks like it wants to reach our 68 target. So I'll show you charts about crude oil. I'll show you charts about the stock indices. Very interesting looking out there for the downside for you bears, no doubt. Traders, we're going to be selling rallies. If you'd like to learn how to technically analyze charts the way OMNI does it, the way I do it, and it's much more sophisticated than the simplicity I show you in these videos if you come out to learn my OMNI. We've got OMNI happening in May. We are accepting applications now at OMNIBootcamp.com, and I will tell you this, I mentioned it a few videos ago, but we accidentally destroyed our database of anyone that's ever filled out an OmniCamp application. So if you've filled one out in the past, it's gone. You've got to come back to OmniBootcamp.com, fill out an OmniCamp application, and I will call you and qualify you for a seat for this May's OmniCamp. Now, OmniCamp is interesting. It's 5 nights of you here in Las Vegas training with me every single day in my home office, and I'm looking for novices. You do not have to be experienced at this. In fact, I find novices are the easiest to train. So if you're intimidated by this, don't be. If you're a novice, you'll be the best student here at the class, I promise you. These old guys, you got to beat them over the head to teach them new tricks, right? Like an old dog. But you younger cats that haven't really got too much experience under your belt yet, you're so easy to teach, like a blank canvas. So don't be afraid. Call me, 702-629-4755, or go to OmniBootcamp.com and fill out those applications. Traders, one last thing. This could be the last video you're going to see of me for about 9 or 10 days. Why? Because I'm going to hang out with my kids. We've got, this spring break, and I've got kids at a spot now where between college and high school and my daughter's out of college, it's hard to get us all together where we're all off at the same time. Spring break, which is happening in the next few weeks, allows my family to kind of hang out with each other. We're going to go have some fun, smell the roses, have a great time. I'm going to take a much-needed 10-day hiatus. But, of course, I'll have my laptop with me in case something insane happens. But I don't think I'll be doing videos unless they're fun videos about me sipping a drink, sitting on the beach or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, but, of course, I'll be back, guys. And what's better than me getting a 10-day break? I promise you, I come back like an animal, and I will for you as well. So anyway, Make sure that you are safe tomorrow. You are selling rallies. You are putting your stops in first. You can expect that 68 target in crude. And then remember, no matter what you do, before I show you these charts in a second, I want you to remember to keep your emotions at bay. No matter what you do, do not make emotional decisions. I promise you, they are the worst trading decisions to make. If you get into a trade and you start to get nervous, instead of going like this on the keyboards and changing stops and moving stuff and adding more or selling options against it or buying options against it and turning what should have been a simple risk-reward ratio into a monster, instead of doing that to yourselves, do this instead. Say this to yourselves over and over again because it will help you. Are you ready? Say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Traders, that is the truth. Now let's go look at some charts. Traders, OMNI S&P, OMNI remains red for trading Friday, March 10th. And look at how ugly this chart is. Talk about yuck. You know, it was looking fantastic when it got above that 200 ball moving average, right? Then it gets into this channel, which starts to look like a bull flag, but no way is it a bull flag if you keep extending down like this. So that bull flag becomes negated as it drops further and further, and then we take out the major support line. And now we are below the 50 ball moving average. We are below the 200 ball moving average. We are inside of this nasty channel, and the OMNI's pointing down for trading on Friday. So rallies, kids. That's enough evidence, right? Then the Russell 2000. Russell 2000, I did a midday update during the day live streaming today to show you this flag. And boy, did we fall out of that flag. Look at the mess that was made here today. Boom, below the 200 ball moving average. Almost hit the bottom of the channel, but it's not there yet. There's room to get to the bottom of the channel and then maybe take out stops under. Who knows? Now, there is a report coming out tomorrow, and maybe it's going to bottom here, but there's a lot of room to get into a trade and have it drop before we worry about a bottom. Sell rallies in your Russell 2000, and then you've got NASDAQ. By the way, I don't want to confuse you. I'm not expecting a bullish report. There's just a report coming out tomorrow, and we don't care about reports. We put our orders in. NASDAQ, another ugly channel, right? You can see it forming here, no doubt. It's getting almost too big to call it a flag. The one thing about NASDAQ is, though, the pole is so big that we could still possibly call that a flag. But getting below the 200 ball moving average, let's just call it a channel on the downside for now. Channel downside. It's below the 200 ball moving average, which would be this right here. NASDAQ looks terrible. There's a lot of room to come to the bottom of that channel and or flag, whatever it may be. For now, it's just a bearish channel pointing lower. And then you've got Netflix. Traders, look at this. A huge component to the stock market, right? Well, Netflix was having a wonderful life living inside of this channel. Right? It was doing great, and then it came to test the bottom of the channel, but each time it does, it happens to nail my OMNI average and hold, which it did a third time, but it didn't hold. It went through, is below the average, stayed right on this trend line. Look at how many hits on this. Boom, boom, boom. Just keeps hitting the trend line and dumping. So this channel is valid, and that is the last bar on Thursday for Netflix. Ugly in a bear channel. Forget the bull channel. Don't like the way that looks. I hope that helps. And then for you crude traders, rock and roll. We got saved. Now, you know, I showed this chart to you while it was developing, and I basically said as long as we stay under here, 68 becomes a valid target. Well, at some point, we rallied out for a day. So I did a video on the second day and said if we stay up and close here, negate the target. Well, instead of closing, that didn't happen. It dropped all the way back and settled here that day. Keeps us in the zone, keeps the target valid, and now it's all the way down here. All it's got to do is get to here and be 68. That is a valid target. I would expect a week or so before it starts really making its way down there. But one thing you want to do with crude is keep your eye on the US dollar, because when the dollar goes up, crude's susceptible to dropping quicker. But when the dollar heads down, sometimes you find support in crude. You know what I mean? So keep your eye on that as well, but crude's set to move lower. Traders, I hope that helps. Good luck trading out there. My site, as always, will be open live with Oscar.com. The chat room will be running. Everybody will be there for the next 10 days, except for likely me. You guys have a great time. Thank you for everything that you do. Thanks for sharing and being at these videos and, coming to my website. I'm blessed to have you, and I thank you so much. Good luck trading out there.